I feel angry. I better find a lonely, vulnerable nerd.
I don't know how you all feel about games for Windows Live, but I've always had a deep-seated, burning f***ing hatred. And I'm not talking about like pet peeves, I'm talking about like psychotic hatred for this piece of f***ing software. For years, I've just hated it. Nowadays, I buy like all of my games on Steam. But back in 2008 to like 2012, you know, I used to frequent some video game stores here and there. You know, I just go to like EB Games or something. I'd browse the gaming racks, see if there's anything new, if there's anything tickling my fancy. And as soon as I found a game that I liked, and it had that Games for Windows Live label on it, I don't know about you, but for me, that was almost like a deal breaker. Oh yeah, maybe this game is good. Maybe I'm gonna love it. But on the downside, I'm gonna have to deal with Games for Windows Live. I'm gonna have to deal with all of the bullshit that comes along with it. You know, like Games for Windows Live randomly signing me out. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why that kept happening whenever I played GTA 4 on Steam. Here's the thing, I have a good internet connection. Whenever I go live, like, it's rare that I lose a single frame when broadcasting. And despite that, I would constantly have issues with Games for Windows Live signing me out randomly. Like, oh, loss of connection, bye. And I don't know why, but sometimes it would just not let me sign in. I would enter my username and password and it would just not do anything. I'd wait for a while and then eventually it would just tell me, error, can't sign in, error. Error. Thankfully though, it seems like Games for Windows Live is dead. And I'll be honest, I'm not shedding any tears. I actually feel a sense of relief. Like, thank God I'm not gonna have to deal with this subpar software any longer. It's gone, it's dead, it's finito, it's toast, it's finished. But unfortunately, it seems like Rockstar is having some issues with this. You see, when it comes to a game like GTA 4, whenever you buy the game on Steam, it generates a code via Games for Windows Live, which you then use to activate the game. You know, this was like the one area where Games for Windows Live actually functioned the way it should. I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, okay, I can buy the game, I can get the key code that I need to activate it, even though I have it on Steam. That alone should be enough, but okay, fine. I have a key code I can just copy paste. Cool. The problem though occurs when it comes to Games for Windows Live no longer having any support. You see, Microsoft has wisened up. It only took them like a f***ing decade, but it seems like they now know that Games for Windows Live is garbage. It's like the software equivalent of pulling a plug on somebody who's a vegetable. It's like you should have done it a long time ago and yet you didn't. You just kind of let it rot away in feces and bed sores for a few years. Anyway, it seems like Games for Windows Live is done. Thank God. God, if you exist, I don't know. I frankly don't care, but if you exist, thank you for somehow leading to this happening. So here's what Rockstar Games had to say about it. Grand Theft Auto 4 was originally created for the Games for Windows Live platform. See, that's the first issue right there. Rockstar Games Social Club should have been enough. They should have taken the idea of the Rockstar Games launcher and Rockstar Games Social Club and consolidated the two. And from then on, put the game on Steam, I'll make an account for Social Club, and then I'll just use that to activate the game. I think that would have worked, but the parasite said no. And well, for like 12 years, we had to endure the pain of f***ing Games for Windows Live. With Microsoft no longer supporting Games for Windows Live, it is no longer possible to generate the additional keys needed to continue selling the current version of the game. We are looking for other options for distributing GTA 4 on PC, and we'll share more information as soon as we can. Okay, Rockstar, do what I just suggested. Take the Rockstar Games Social Club and combine that with the Rockstar Games launcher. Because when you sign into both platforms, you enter the same username and password. Okay, so you do that, and then you put the game back on Steam. Simple enough, right? It should be. Am I wrong? Like, this seems like a good solution, right? Whatever. What do I know? Audience, you tell me. What the hell do I know? I'll tell you this. I know Games for Windows Live is gone, and that fact alone makes me a very happy boy. Oh, and by the way, here's a fun fact about this. I knew this would happen. I called it. I fucking called it years ago. I told so many people Games for Windows Live is gonna be a disaster. It's been a disaster so far. Eventually, at some point, Microsoft is gonna wisen up to the fact that this sucks. And eventually, they're gonna abandon this abomination of a platform. And it seems like the day has come. The day of reckoning has arrived. Bye-bye, Games for Windows Live. I'm gonna be the first person to piss on its corpse. Not even on the grave of it. I'm just gonna swagger up to the dead body of Games for Windows Live and take a big steamy leak. You know, somebody in the comment section is gonna say, okay, well, you know, this reaction of yours, Swag, it's kind of out of proportion. It's not at all in sync with the actual magnitude of this. I mean, come on, you're kind of overreacting, right? Let me think about this. No, I'm not. This is a cause for celebration. Like, if you have some champagne laying around the house and you've been looking for an excuse to get hammered at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if you decide to celebrate by getting hammered because of this, like, you have my blessing. Go ahead, do it. If I had some vodka or something, I'd take a shot right now. And as for GTA 4 being back on Steam, my estimation would be that it's gonna take approximately, I don't know, like 6 months. It's kind of a given that a lot of people have moved on to GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. And by the way, before I end this video, can I just like explain why I've been playing GTA 4 instead of GTA 5? Can I just do that, audience? I'll be honest with you. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 is boring. I'm gonna piss off some people with that comment, but honestly, Grand Theft Auto 5 bores me. I like the acting, and I like some of the scenery, but really that's about it. And by the way, I gave the game a fair chance. I played through the entire storyline, and by the end of it, I was just kind of like, alright, well, I have all of this side stuff I could do, but then again, I could just not do that. I could just go back to playing San Andreas or 4 or maybe even 3. And so I did. Anyway, that's it for this video. You folks, as always, stay classy. Peace.